What do I need to be ready to wholesale?
You don't have time or money.
Time and money. All right, then explain exactly how does it work? Like, because this is what I got from my understanding. I have to find somebody who wants to buy a house, and then I have to find a seller at the same time. But okay, but if I don't already have the money, how can I get in a contract with somebody who's selling their house?
I mean, because you're flipping contracts, you don't have to have the money. You need to find somebody with the money. And I'll say this, even outside of wholesaling, a lot of times people saying they don't have the money keep them from taking action, doing any deals.
Yeah.
But you don't need the money. You need to find somebody with the money.
You need to find somebody with the money.
Yeah. I put my own money up for operational costs.
Yeah.
For working capital. Everything else, I'm getting lenders, private money, hard money, bank loans. I'm using leverage.
Yeah.
So I don't have the money either.
Gotcha.
I don't use my money.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But the thing is, you gotta use your mind. It's from the neck up.
Yeah.
You know, if you can quarterback the play, you can go find the pieces. You know, real estate is a team sport.
Yeah.
And I had to find that out. I found that out at the conference. Like, damn. Because at first I thought, man, you had to have the credit, you had to have the experience, you had to have the money, you had to know how to do it, you had to get the sponsor.
Yeah.
But then I was like, man, like once I found out syndication, how everybody, you know, you just pool money together. That's basically what syndication is. You know, you're raising money for, you know, the down payment for the equity.
I find somebody. All right, so explain what would be a good wholesale scenario.
A good wholesale scenario. All right. For simple numbers, let's say you get a house under contract for $100,000.
Okay.
So you sell that to an end buyer, an investor, for $110. Because the numbers still look good for this end buyer at $110.
Okay. Can they see what I got the other people on the contract for?
Sometimes you can, unless you double close.
Okay.
It just depends on who you're working with, man. I'm not trying to count nobody else's pockets. I just recently bought a deal from a wholesaler. They made over 10 grand. I don't care because my numbers will still work. And my thing is this: for people who don't want wholesalers to make money, it's like, what's that worth finding a deal? Because without a deal, you can't do a deal. So what's that worth?
Yeah.
Is that worth 10 grand? If you're gonna make 40, 50?
Yeah.
And you're a flipper?
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, get out here and find the deals yourself. If you don't want to deal with wholesalers.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, I operate on both sides. We wholesale and we buy from wholesalers because we can't be everywhere at all times. You know, if the numbers work.
It makes sense, man. I think I want to get into the wholesaling, man.
Yeah, you got money or time.
I got time.
Time. So look, so if you got time, so what the first thing I'll tell you to do is get you a list. It's gonna take some money, but not a lot of money. You know, you gotta get you a list, like it's a probate list.
How do I acquire that list?
Go down to the courthouse. You can get a probate list, or you can buy it from one of these sites. But the purest form of data you can get is straight from the courthouse. Because if you're buying it from the sites, they got it from the courthouse.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So ain't no telling how old that data is.
Yeah.
And I would cold call. So cold call, you know, the cost is minimal. You just gotta have a little hustle. You don't have time, money, or hustle.
Yeah.
And if you can have a combination of those three, you'll really be dangerous.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you know.
So after I got my list, then I do my calls. Calling the owners of the property, and how am I approaching them?
Well, that's the thing, and that's what I was going to say too before we got into that. The prerequisite for all of that is education.
Yeah.
You got to know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's so much stuff out here, education, free education out here. You got YouTube, you got podcasts, you know, you can go to conferences, you know, different books, different stuff, you know what I'm saying? They got little mini courses you can take. It's many things you can do to educate yourself. You know, I was go volunteer for somebody who already doing it. You know, what's that worth?
Yeah.
You know, versus everything don't have to have a check attached to it. You know, if I was trying to get into wholesaling, I would go and find somebody who's doing it and see how could I help them learn the game. And, you know, like I said, don't be a snake about it, but just let them know, like, hey, I want to come in, intern, learn, and shit, give you some free labor. You need a hand? But yeah, that's what I would do. I'm very big on shadowing and internship.
Yeah.
You know,
I can see that.
Because it's nothing better than practical experience. Like you can read all the books all you want, all that shit. It's theory at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And what I like to say is, one of my sayings is that would you rather have a surgeon that's read 100 books or one that's done 100 surgeries? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference, man. Yeah. He's like, how long? Yeah. You mean to tell me you ain't never did surgery? Yeah. You just read 100 books? Nah. Yeah. I need somebody who got their hands dirty.
Or,
you know.
I like that, man. Salute, appreciate you giving me that free game, brother.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Cardi and Sprite.